Okay, we've got the green bars, we've got the live counter ticking up, so it should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We're going to be chatting over some Rugby 22 today, just because internet issues.
Gotta love that internet.
Yeah. So we're playing a game that it doesn't matter whether, Jack can see it or not.
All that matters is that Mill can see it.
Depending on what difficulty I put it on, even then it doesn't really matter. But I'm on the highest right now. But if I put on the lowest one at this stage, I could probably put like 30% of my attention on the game and get away with it.
Unlike Veilguard, which you need to give a lot more attention, I imagine.
Veilguard, yeah, a lot of games I play, or at least some games I play. I'll have a video on in the background. Veilguard, no, I'm playing that on its own because I'm fucking loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
Sorry, you left me the opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna blame you for taking that one.
It's a very easy shot.
But yeah, I finally made my incredibly hard decision about who I was gonna romance, and it is gonna be Nev first and foremost.
Nice.
But yeah, that was so fucking hard. That was so
Yep.
hard. Nah, I'm still absolutely loving Veilguard. Honestly, so much more enjoyable than Inquisition. Like it's not even close to me.
Having companions that you like can help a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just that, it's the combat more than anything else. I really enjoy the combat of Veilguard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I'd say it's up there with 2 for the most enjoyable Dragon Age combat. Inquisition is in last, to be brutally honest.
I also prefer Inquisition's combat to Origins combat, but I haven't played Veilguard yet, so I don't know where that rank.
I don't know, there's just something about Origins combat that I really, really like. Especially if I'm playing as especially if I'm playing as a mage, and that's the thing. Like, I would say the difference between Origins and Inquisition for me is the fact that I'm more than happy to play as the different. Taking a drink there.
Yeah, sorry. Like, it's a lot easier to hear what I'm eating and or drinking if I'm
Yeah.
if I have the earbuds in. Damn
But yeah.
AirPods and their sensitivity.
Oh no, you've got AirPods in.
Oh no, I can't hear you. Ah!
I love just as an aside while we're talking about AirPods. I love that fucking Comey did an AirPods gag.
Yes.
That was so fucking funny. And of course, it was Najimi who had them in and couldn't hear.
Yeah. Nah, I gotta catch up on the manga for that. It's been so long.
So do I. But anyway, yeah. So I would say the difference with Jesus Christ. The difference with Origins and Inquisition is Origins. I'm happy playing as a warrior. I'm happy playing as a rogue. I'm happy playing as a mage. Inquisition, I I played as a rogue on all 3 of my playthroughs because I mean I probably could have gotten away with playing as a warrior, but like um playing as a mage, that early game just killed me. It really did. I was never able to do it. But again, with Veilguard, I'm fairly sure I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic playing as a mage, and if Taj is any indication on what you can do, I might be able to play as a warrior as well.
Hard to say.
Honestly, depends, but no, I'm absolutely enjoying myself right now. So I actually have a another manga recommendation for you. I'm almost certain I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again because there was a new chapter today. Which is, God, what's the full name of it again? On and off work-life balance or something like that. What is it?
Huh.
On and off
Don't know if
work-life
I've
imbalance. Yeah.
honestly just post in the chat and I'll take a look at it at some point.
I mean, it's relatively short. There's well, it's not quite 16 because there's some point ones, but it's probably about 25, 30 chapters. And it's about uh, two people working in a company, but have the guy dresses in full cross-dressing Lolita, um, and the girl dresses in very androgynous punk outside work.
Interesting.
It's honestly been pretty good so far. I mean, hey, if nothing else, I've put it on the list for the manga end of year stream.
Hmm. Okay. I'll try to get around to it at some point between now and then.
Speaking of the end of year streams, there's a part of me that's just sort of realized that if the video games stream does end up being just like me and Gen, there's a good chance we're just going to be gushing about Veilguard for like half an hour.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Especially if
I
we
won't
don't.
be able to join you because of my schedule. That one
Yeah.
probably.
But
Well, it depends
especially.
on if you do it on a Thursday or not,
Hmm.
or Sunday.
But especially if you're not there, we're just gonna have like free reign to talk about spoilers. So
I don't mind spoilers, if I'm being honest.
and certainly by then I hope I will have finished the game. I should have done. I'm definitely into Act 3 by now. So
Nice.
it's not like I've not got time. I have applied to a job, but obviously it depends on A, if I'm actually considered for it, and B, when they get back to me, if they ever do, sort of thing.
Hmm.
That's the joy of job hunting. Completely
Dude,
at the
I've been
whims
there. It
of
sucks.
yeah, completely at the whims of some person who may not even be a person, who may just be a fucking AI looking through your fucking stuff to see if you use the right words or not.
Oh, it's so bad in the US. I spent most of my 20s just job hunting.
Hmm.
But now I'm more or less stable, fortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping if I get this job or one like it, I'll be able to stay stable for a
Mm-hmm.
bit and get guaranteed hours, which is so fucking nice. Guaranteed hours and guaranteed schedule, so I'll get the same amount of hours on the same days.
Hmm.
But yeah, as I said off stream, I also spent a fair part of today reading the Cradle short stories anthology, which was good. Um,
I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
nice, mix of stuff. Obviously, won't go into details on any of them.
Yeah, I'll probably have listened to and or read them by the next time we talk, but that was likely not going to be until Tuesday, depending.
Hmm. I mean, what I'll say is because obviously because they're doing it, in staggered release with the Kickstarters or Kickstarter contributors getting it first, they've had to use a another like they're not using Audible for the audiobooks. They're using was it Book Funnel? Um,
I'm not familiar with that one.
yeah. So yeah, gonna have to download the app for that, and
Buck funnel, you said,
yeah,
or book funnel?
Book Funnel.
All right.
And it was a bit of a pain in the ass for me at least, because like it says, oh, enter in your email address. Okay, we've sent a code to that email address so that you can log in and we know it's you. And I waited for the code, and a code didn't come, and a code didn't come. So I was like, okay, well I'll put it in again maybe. Okay, code didn't come, code didn't come. I did it another couple of times to see if I could try and get this. Um, Still nothing came, so I was like, okay, well, um, I'll wait a little bit longer. And then all of a sudden, checked my junk box, and there's fucking four of these. Oh, here's your instant login code. All coming within like fucking 10 minutes of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got through eventually.
I'll just have to keep an eye out for that then.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't necessarily know how popular a app this is. There's a not insignificant chance they weren't necessarily expecting the amount of traffic this book gave them.
Well, probably not. This has probably been a huge boost for them.
I don't know. As I said, this is not something I've ever heard of, certainly.
Mm. So I'm not going to ask you for spoilers on the short stories, but how many short stories are on there?
Give me a moment. Just... I need to do that anyway. So... Go over there, go on to Kindle. Go on to Threshold, and we'll go back to the start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Help if I didn't accidentally press one of the links. Um, 13 with a 14th that's essentially this book's version of bloopers.
Okay, that's a pretty good number.
Hmm
Yeah, I
there's
generally
there's a couple that are relatively short, but there's a couple of pretty long ones.
nice. I do like some thick boys in the short story collections.
And there is, there's one that's sort of split into four parts, and one of those parts has been released before.
Hmm. Okay. And those four parts are four separate stories, or are they just considered one?
So they are four. They have four parts focusing on the same character,
Okay.
but at
And does that
different points of time.
okay? And does that count towards the overall total?
No, I count that as one.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, like most short story collections, you generally want at least 8,
Hmm
and generally you want close to like 10 to a baker's dozen,
Yeah.
perhaps 15 is the range you want to go for.
hmm I will say there's one for pretty much every member of the main gang. So
Oh, every member of the main gang gets a time in the spotlight.
yeah.
Nice. And how many of them take place after the main events of Cradle?
Um,
Is it just like one or two?
Let me just. So we've got the first one that's well in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one that happens in the middle of one book. The one that's in four parts starts in the timeline of the books and then goes to. To be fair, I think it's near the end of the final book.
Okay.
Um, Next one is during the events of Waybound. Um, there's one that happens afterwards. That happens after the books. Um, there's one that. Hmm. There's one that I think says it happens during the final book, but I feel like some of the stuff mentioned in it means it has to happen after the books, but I don't know. Um, After the book, uh, after the books, after the books. I think the rest of them are all after the books. Apart from the one that's basically bloopers.
Okay, so not much after the action of the books overall then.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably about half of the stories are after the books.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I do think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I won't ask for more detail than that. It's probably best for me to find out for myself. Definitely something we need to definitely put this on the
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
media
sure.
of the ear stream, because I will be finished with this by the time we get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you plan on watching Shogun at all?
Um, Not sure.
Advantage is over.
I wound up watching that. I was finishing it like a week or so ago. It's
Yeah,
really good.
I'm sure it is. I've heard a lot
Yeah.
of good things about it.
Yeah, it's basically well, it's based off of a novel from like 40 years ago, but
Mm,
the basic plot is like the tail end of the Sengoku period with
yeah.
the regents vying for power, basically. And Hiroyuki Sanada plays the definitely not Tokugawa character.
Lose the ball.
Yeah.
You gotta say he kills it.
Yeah. Now again,
Really fucking good in the role.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. So obviously it's set in Japan. Um, is it just in English or?
No, there's a lot of Japanese dialogue. I'd say like about 2/3 of the dialogue is in Japanese.
Right. Okay. That'll make it a little bit more difficult to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I do think it helps a lot with making it feel more like authentic.
I mean, the other thing was it could have been something for me to watch with my mum, but again, if there's going to be a majority of it subbed, that's going to be difficult, considering, as I said, she's,
I mean, I do think it's absolutely 100% worth watching. But yeah, if it provides a difficulty for whatever reason, yeah.
Certainly I'll think about it. Is there anything else you want me to maybe try and fit in?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I was gonna try to binge through the Penguin series, but it has like hour-long episodes, and it's like a gritty crime drama, and that's not something I feel like I can binge very easily.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see if I can finish it by the time we get to the media stream, but that's like 3 weeks from now, and who knows what will happen in the interim.
Oh yeah, speaking of watching stuff, my mum came yesterday and we finished Brotherhood.
Yeah. How'd you like the ending?
I think she enjoyed it. And the fact that it was a happy ending. Because obviously there are points during those last few episodes where it seems like there might not be.
Yep.
I mean, yet again, fucking Hohenheim's death got me feeling emotional.
Yeah.
But I did, I said to her, "Hey, you've watched a series that a not insubstantial amount of people consider to be the best anime series of all time." So,
I mean, yeah, the title is not undeserved, to be fair. If nothing else, I think it's one of the most consistently good series of all time.
I mean, she said that basically she had some issues sort of around the middle where there was a lot of
moving parts.
A lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff that wasn't very clear. And I did say, well, part of it is that, we're sort of, we're watching this through, Ed and Al's eyes, through Mustang's eyes, and they don't have any fucking idea what's going on either. So,
yep.
This is,
Yeah, that's something that needs to be kept in mind a lot is, hey, just because we have all the information doesn't mean all the characters have all the information.
Yeah. I mean, I made the point of the fact that it was, you know,
More.
nobody apart from maybe Hohenheim actually knew what Father's overall plan was. You know,
Yep.
Ed and Al only really knew that Ed, Al, and Mustang only really knew that Father was gonna create a giant philosopher's stone. They didn't know that he was intending to fucking try and eat God.
Hmm. I mean, to be fair, who could have predicted that?
Yeah. But we also watched the bloopers.
Yeah, those are great.
I mean, here's the the hold that they have on me. You know the one with that's right at the end when Ed is kicking the shit out of Father. And it's like you've got everyone, cheering Ed on, and then in the blooper, Hohenheim just yells, "Fuck him up!" That was what was going through my head in the actual fucking scene.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd still say my favorite one is is the one where Kid Winry is like, "Grandma said she's making stew tonight. Fuck yeah!"
Yes.
Honestly, any of the bloopers with Al were great.
Yep.
But yeah, as I said, up next is Beaufrey, so that should be fun.
Beaufort such a fun series.
I mean, if nothing else, I don't think I've rewatched season 1, so this is it is going to be interesting from that perspective.
Mm.
Obviously, the earlier stages might be a little bit rougher, considering we don't quite have the volume of cast yet, but still should be good.
Yeah, the early bits of Mabel fucking around are fun. Are fun and all, but like, yeah.
It's only really when she gets an audience that it's really fun, and obviously the dynamic of Maple and Sally,
Maple and Sally.
yeah,
Yeah.
is part of what
The
makes
totally
the show
not
so good.
girlfriends dynamic is great.
Yeah.
Your homework assignment for this is see how long it takes for your mom to suggest the idea that those two are going out.
Mm. I mean, she got the fucking homoerotic vibes in Skate, so I think she'll definitely cotton on at some point.
In what show now?
In Skate the Infinity.
Yeah. I mean, that show is so goddamn flagrant from what I can tell.
Oh, it 100% is. But at times, Beaufrey doesn't get that much better.
You mean that much more subtle?
Yeah. Especially in season 2, I feel like they did just sort of give up and go, yeah, we're just gonna lean into it now.
They should go on a date at one point. Like, there's subtlety and then there's that.
Yeah. I mean, in that sense, fucking Vanitas did away with the subtlety altogether, considering its first OP was literally just knowing Vanitas on a date.
Yes.
That's still so funny to me.
Vanitas is like the most erotic anime I've ever seen that doesn't have a single sex act in it.
I don't know. Some of those vampire bite scenes got pretty racy.
Yeah, honestly, Vanitas is probably the go-to anime I would say for demonstrating the difference between sensuality and sexuality.
Yeah,
Because it is 100% a very sensual anime without being very sexual by
yeah.
comparison.
I mean, yeah. There's next to no nudity apart from I think maybe a scene or two at the start of season 2. I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was more, or the very least, it was excused as being, Jean and Vanitas need to warm up after being out in the snow for so long.
Mm-hmm. Even though that still leads into like the sensuality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have Vanitas on the list, but it'll be a while before my mom gets that. Because that's like on the third layer of shows.
I mean, hey, my mum and I did actually watch the first episode of that at one point. Um,
Nice.
Good play. No advantage.
so I don't think she'd be against going back to it at some point.
Yep.
Crouch.
Yeah. Oh, and my mom and I watched a few more episodes of Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent, which she's honestly enjoying quite a bit.
Good.
It's not like a typical isekai, honestly, but it is very it has a lot of shoujo archetypal stuff in it. She compared it to a lot of like old school romance novels. Which, hey, not inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, after this and Spy Family, that'll be about almost half of the starter batch. Maybe one or two more out of those, and then we can start moving further down the list. I think, yeah, Spy Family is the longest one in the starter batch.
Yeah, because what, 3 cores?
It's 3 cores.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was another thing, obviously that informed my choices having come off of, FMA, which is, 64 episodes long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still the longest one by quite a bit that I have even considered showing my mom.
I've got Black Clover on my list, but I did say, yeah, probably not right now.
Yeah, the only other ones of similar length that I have on the list are Dr. Stone and Fruits Basket, and those are like third level entries. So those won't be for quite a while. And Dr. Stone will probably finish by the time she gets to it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Dr. Stone is going to be coming back in January, isn't it?
Yep. I think it's like 3 cores.
3 cores, 3 split cores.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Oh, no, absolutely.
It's very hard to schedule 3 consecutive cores for an anime.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully it'll give who is it, TMS, time to, get things right.
Oh, yeah. And plus, 3 cores is plenty of material to work with.
Yeah.
Well, what's left of the manga, because it's like, what, 90-ish chapters left? Yeah. Fruits Basket is another one of those that's going to be, like, very difficult to gauge what the initial reaction is going to be on that one.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably, like, the most love it or hate it series I've come across. Some people really love it, and some people just bounce off of it hard.
That's still Thunderball Fantasy for me. That is, if you can, if you can get past the whole puppets aspect of it, you're gonna love it. But if you can't, then yeah, you just you're just not gonna be able to do it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, are you ready for some Disney villain twinks?
Oh boy.
Because you remember that fucking Disney villain like anime gotcha from a
Hmm.
couple of years ago? That now has an anime,
I saw.
which is fucking wild.
It is.
It's not just gotten an anime, it's gotten 3 fucking seasons of an anime already, which is wild.
That is just insane.
But to be fair, if Disney wants to put money into it, they can.
Disney can put money into basically fucking anything they want, if we're being honest.
Yeah. And it's clear, considering Visions, they've got, connections with studios in Japan.
Honestly, Star Wars Visions is fucking awesome.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just, making the point about it, considering that's got another season out as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has 2 seasons out, and the third one's on the way.
Because I was seeing the studio list for it.
Hmm. Yeah, looking at the list of studios who just did season one, honestly, is wild.
Well, I mean, Trigger is one of them, so.
Trigger did 2 different ones as well.
And I know Trigger was on the list for the third season as well.
Of course.
Don't remember all of the rest, but I know.
So, Studio Colorado
Yeah.
did one. Kino Citrus did one as well. Science Star did 2 in the first season, as did Trigger. Kamikaze Doga did one. Production IG as well. And Geno Studio, the one behind Golden Kamuy.
Hmm.
Season 2 was a bit more global
Yeah.
in terms of the studios it drew from. Let's see. There's Aardman Animations, Studio Mirror. Studio Mirror is South Korean. Aardman, as you know, is British.
Hmm.
Dart Shitagio from Japan. Triggerfish from South Africa. El Guiri from Spain. Cartoon Saloon from Ireland. Punk Robot from Chile. Studio La Cachette from France. 88 Pictures from India. That's also pretty rad.
Hmm.
I would recommend Visions, even if you're like a dedicated Star Wars watcher, because like you don't need to know a lot of the lore of Star Wars to enjoy Visions.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of an anthology, isn't it?
And I think about it, but obviously I've got way too much to watch because learned today that there's a My Happy Marriage OVA out now.
Ah, fuck.
So, should probably try and watch that before season 2 in winter. Which, yeah, season 2 of that's coming fucking winter.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course it is.
Yep.
What else have we got in winter in terms of sequels? I
Oh,
know
hold on. Let me look.
there's Hanako-kun. I
Yes.
remember that one.
So we got Soul Leveling, Doctor Stone, 100 Girlfriends, Happy Marriage, Hanako. Don't care. Don't care. A Blue Exorcist. Don't care. Ishura. That will be fun. Let's see. Anything else? Nothing else that's sticking out to me so far. In terms of sequels, anyways.
So, what was that for me? My Happy Marriage, Hanako-kun, Dog Stone. Anything else?
All the sequels are concentrated at the top of the list. Oh, fucking Apothecary Diaries.
Oh God, Apothecary Diaries.
Fuck.
To be fair, this season might
That,
have one of my favorite moments from the novels in it, so that should be fun.
it is two core, and if it is at the pace of the previous season, that means they'll cover volumes 3 and 4 of the light
Yeah.
novel.
No, then it definitely should cover one of my favorite
The
scenes.
moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't read the novels.
I know. But yes, no, there's going to be a very good moment. Rest assured.
That's good. Yeah, there's like half a dozen pretty anticipated sequels for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, fall is, or rather, winter is going to be crazy.
Mm.
And then we got, well, not sure what's coming afterwards.
Mm.
There's a lot of stuff for like nebulous time frames, like Hell's Paradise, One Punch Man, Black Family Season 3. Oh yeah, the final season of Fire Force. Oh fuck.
I mean, I haven't even watched season 2 yet, or finished watching season 2 yet, so it's fine on that front.
It's apparently set for spring, so you have time. Frieren Season 2 is going to be great. That's probably not coming out for a while. Do I even want to bother with Oshinoko Season 3?
It's amazing what a bad ending can do to you, to your enjoyment of a series, considering,
It really is. Well, like 3 months ago, I was super jazzed about Season 3, but now...
I know, I remember you and Number, gushing about season 2. And obviously part of that is, from what you said, season 2 covered the best arc of the manga, so there was always going to be an element of, well, we've had
It's
the
all
best...
downhill from here.
Yeah, we've had the best arc now. It's not going to get better from here. We might have a deep trough that then goes up from there, but not necessarily to the heights.
Or maybe it's just a slight drop off on the plateau if you're lucky.
But at the end of the day, it's in that sense it was similar to what could have happened with whatchamacallit, Promised Neverland had Cloverworks not been a bunch of dicks about that one.
Promised Neverland, I was not nearly as mad about the ending as I am with Oshinoko.
Exactly, that's what I mean. But it had the same thing of oh, it peaked with an arc, that would have been in season 2, because it peaked with, let's be honest, it peaked
Goldie
with Goldie
Pond.
Pond, which is still, absolutely fucking incredible arc.
Yeah.
And the
Honestly,
fact,
like, the
and
first arc in
as soon,
Promised Neverland was also extremely good.
yeah. But yeah, as soon as we realized it wasn't doing that, it was a very much sign of, okay, yeah, this isn't going to be good then. There's no way this can be good.
Them skipping Goldie Pond was, like, one of the worst mistakes they could have possibly made.
I mean, honestly, even if they'd done Goldie Pond and then done what they did with the series of, just being fucking
Train wrecking it.
train wrecker it, honestly, I could have been okay with that as long as I got Goldie Pond.
Yeah, Goldie Pond was still really good.
Because Goldie Pond is where I really started to love Emma as a protagonist. And I feel like taking it out sort of removes a lot of her development.
It's a very Emma-focused arc.
Yeah.
Oh, Mill, you know what's coming up as well in the not-too-distant future?
Oh.
Detective is already dead.
How the fuck did that get a season 2? Don't tell me. I know it's because Engie is a bunch of fuckheads.
Yes. Speaking of which, Unnamed Memory also has a season 2 coming out next season, but I think that's just because they planned it for a full adaptation.
I seriously don't understand, like, fucking... I don't understand it. Like, some of the series that get sequels. When fucking Bloom still doesn't have a season 2!
Troika's always busy with fucking something.
Still so fucking annoyed that I got all my hopes up for, oh, hey, it's the 5th season of, or 5th anniversary of, what was it, Bloom ending. We got an announcement, all prepared. Oh my god, it's just as Archery's ending as well. What could it be? Oh, it's a fucking wall scroll. A fucking wall scroll.
Were you... I am shocked you were expecting anything other than merch. Like, not to be cynical about it, but, like, I was trying not to get my hopes up.
Well, I got my hopes up, damn it, okay? I got my hopes up.
To your great regrets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is getting a 2nd season.
That's good.
How the fuck is Rent-A-Girlfriend getting a 4th season? What the fuck?
At this point, they're committed. They gotta do a full adaptation.
They're going to get to that scene and everyone's going to lose their goddamn shit.
Which scene in particular is that?
The scene where he has a big old hallucination in the pool and gets an erection over a vision of him getting cucked.
Oh, great! I can't wait to listen to Number describe that.
I don't know why Number's still sticking around with the series. It is so fucking funny.
Ball.
God. Yeah, no, absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that scene was memed to fucking death when it first popped up in the manga.
It wouldn't shock me. Has Rent-A-Girlfriend even ended, like, in the manga?
No.
Oh, God. So we can descend to further depths, is what you're saying.
Yep. I'm sorry, Mel.
Hey, it's not me you gotta apologize to, it's fucking Number. You just gotta watch that shit.
I hope Number exercises the wisdom to drop it at this point. She probably won't. We all have our trash, but still.
I mean, hey, I kept reading fucking Attack on Titan for all those fucking
Sunk
years.
cost is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
On a more positive note, Irumaken's getting a season 4.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. It's
They're gonna have a really
covering
great
some.
arc.
Yeah, it's covering some really good stuff.
Well, also the music festival arc is just top tier.
Yeah. On a less good, or on a less positive note, I'm sure you probably saw I've been talking about Demon Slayer with a couple of people in our server.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of my theory about this new generation of mangaka? You know, the Horikoshis, the Katoges, the Akatamis, who clearly wanted to sort of break from that era of seven
Forever series.
yeah 500 600 700 chapter series, but sort of didn't realize necessarily that there had to be deeper changes made than just writing less material. Key among them was reducing the size of the cast.
Which unfortunately, most of them did not heed on that.
I mean, obviously, it's most noticeable for My Hero, because My Hero started with a huge fucking cast of characters, and then did the typical shonen thing of every fucking arc introducing new characters. Which meant unless, Horikoshi was to do what he did with fucking whatchamacallit, the overhaul arc, and, make it super fucking long, not everybody could get, the focus they maybe should have gotten. Meanwhile, fucking Gotoge didn't start off with a huge cast, but instead of, didn't even do the legwork to focus on the characters, he already fucking had. So he introduces Zenitsu and Inosuke, and they get fights on fucking Spider Mountain, and they get focus on fucking the training arc after that. They get to go on the train, they get to go to the entertainment district arc, and then they just sort of disappear until the final arc. And, in another, really that should have been, a sort of, okay, well, let's, while Tanjiro is off dealing with, fucking whoever it was in the Swordsmith Village arc, let's have a, maybe even just a fucking mini arc of Zenitsu and Inosuke fighting a fucking demon on their own. But no, we don't get that. We get, like fucking 5 chapters of tragic backstory for demons. We don't get any fucking stuff for Zenitsu and Inosuke. Not until right at the fucking very end, anyway.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. Also, just a minor objection, but I think Gotoge is either a woman or hasn't identified their gender.
Fair enough. Either way, they fucked up.
Correct. Also, I think I'm going to be switching over to my computer now. It's just finished reloading after an hour of updating.
Yeah,
It's old computers for you.
yeah, that's kind of why I've stopped using my laptop anymore. It just takes so fucking long to load up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mostly fine after an update, but like about a month out or so from the last update, it's when it starts getting real bad.
Yeah. There's a part of me that wonders about maybe getting a tablet, but, it's not something I've particularly put.
Honestly, you're better off just buying a new laptop at that point.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyways, just give me a few minutes and I'll be right back on.
So yeah, I talked about Gatoge, talked about Horikoshi. Akutami at least tried to mitigate. Alright, Jack? Hello? Alright.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you now, yes.
Cool. Ah, this is much better than earlier. The audio quality was very bad before.
That's good. But yeah, so I was just saying, so we've talked about Katoge, talked about Horikoshi. Akutami did at least try to mitigate it by killing characters off.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it wasn't enough. But though, to be fair, I think part
I
of
mean,
that,
that's only going to help you so much.
yeah, I mean, part of it was just the fact that his health did take that downturn. Right as
To
he
be
was
fair,
right before
after
the start of the
some point-
culling game, and like I said, I'm willing to bet there's a definite sort of shift there that you can see, where things start to go basically into hyperdrive.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many chapters did Jujutsu Kaisen end up having?
They're 260 something, 71 or something like that.
Hmm. I mean, I think it probably would have been better. Better in terms of story, obviously, not better in terms of Akutami's health. If it had been another 100 chapters longer,
Mm-hmm.
at least,
Especially if most of that stuff was pre-Shibuya.
I don't think it would have been pre-Shibuya, to be honest. I think it probably would have been more culling game focused. Maybe going into.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I think it would have been better if there was more pre-Shibuya
yeah.
stuff.
Well, yeah, it would have been nice to get more trio shenanigans.
Not just trio shenanigans, like the rest of the cast pre-Shibuya as well, because Shibuya is a huge, like, fucking, whatchamacallit, just a huge shake-up point.
Yeah.
Like, most of the big shake-up points in the previous manga, like, Marineford in One Piece, you have, like, whatchamacallit. In Bleach, you have, like the Gote 13 arc, you have, a lot of stuff in Naruto, but, like, the biggest one is, after tuning, the second stage of the tuning exams. All that's over 100 chapters into the manga,
Yeah.
at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Shibuya starts in, like, chapter 65 or some shit.
I don't think so. Actually, let's check that because I don't.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure Shibuya starts pretty early.
Because I thought 60
Shibuya,
was.
no, 65 is Gojo's past, is when
Yeah.
that arc starts. Shibuya starts in chapter 79.
79. Okay.
It's still early as fuck.
Yeah, that's still pretty early, to be fair.
Very early for such a game-changing arc. And most other arcs don't. Most other corresponding arcs in other manga don't do that.
It's also
Like,
just fucking
you want to talk?
ridiculously long.
Mm-hmm.
Starts in chapter 79, doesn't end until, like, what, 130?
136.
136.
Yep. Whatchamacallit? Like, if you compare to Hero Aka, like, there are two equivalent arcs in Hero Aka. You got the end of Act 1, the Hideout Raid arc, which is only 16 chapters.
Hmm.
And then you get the Paranormal Liberation War, which is a much more similar length, but that's like over 250 chapters into the series.
Yeah.
Fine.
So it's like,
Set.
I feel like the pre-Shibuya stuff, there's not enough pre-Shibuya stuff in the series.
No, that's absolutely fair. Like I said, I
Don't get me
agree.
wrong. Yeah. I like the series overall, I just feel like it would have done with more material, especially pre-Shibuya.
I mean, put it this way, at one time it was probably in my top 10 overall series. I don't think it's there now.
The ending wasn't terrible, but I do think it's like pretty middle of the road
I mean,
compared to
look,
like promise of the manga.
I feel like I was probably more positive on that final arc than a lot of people, especially with, with regards to Nobara coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it did drag.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
The good old Sukuna cycle, as it were.
mhm.
God, I remember so many fucking people memeing on that one.
But yeah, speaking of series of Battle Shonen series that I think is actually managing to, well, first in that generation, Black Clover is actually the one that I think did that well.
Black Clover, I think, is out of all its contemporaries, is the one that's set to have the best ending. I think it'd be very hard for Tabata to fuck up the ending
Yeah.
with what he has. He can fuck it up, mind you, but
Mm.
it'd be very hard.
I mean, again, even if he fucks up the ending, just the fact that he's kept characters that we met right at the start of the manga that shouldn't be anywhere near that level of power right now, and he's kept them relevant.
Oh yeah.
How many other
I mean, the
fucking
peak of that
mangas
is
have actually managed to do that? Like Battle Shonen
yeah.
manga.
No, the thing is, like, I can't picture most of the Battle Shonen manga doing like kind of shit that Tabata did with, say, Magna versus Dante, which is
Yeah,
probably like the best example of this.
I think if nothing else, that is a crowning, achievement for Tabata and the Black Clover manga. The fact that a character like Magna, who, has always been underpowered compared to, a lot of members of the cast, is up against this fucking, guy who, the main characters are struggling with. And he fucking beats him. And it feels earned.
Advantage.
And not just feels earned, it feels glorious to behold.
Yeah. The fact that he was able to do that is honestly incredible. Like I said, is is a crowning achievement for the manga as a whole, and should absolutely be recognized.
Absolutely.
I mean, Black Clover's obviously not without its issues. The end of its first big arc was not, the best. And let's be honest, this final one has been a little rushed, which is probably due to Tabata's health issues.
Yeah, I can't exactly blame Tabata for rushing it
No,
a little bit,
again,
especially with
I don't blame him by any stretch of the imagination. And it's still been a pretty decent arc. If a little bitty, and as I said, something I'm gonna have to go back and binge once it's done to really get a good idea of what it's actually like. But compared to the time it took to get properly into the properly into the what were they? The Spade Kingdom?
yeah.
Yeah, the Spade Kingdom stuff. Like, I'm fairly sure we literally did just go, like, from the last chapter of Spade Kingdom, maybe a chapter or two until the start of the fucking, what we even gonna
Final
call it? The final arc, yeah.
And I get it, but on the other hand, like there has been a lot more build. There has been quite a bit of build up here, especially with all the foreshadowing and shit.
I mean, the good thing is, and again, it speaks to the level of Tabata's writing, because a lot of the antagonists are characters we either know or are related in some way to the characters we know and love. There's still that level of investment there,
Mm-hmm.
from the not this most recent batch, but the batch before it. It was Noelle's mother, and obviously, Noelle and her arc has been one of the big arcs of the entire series. And this was, this is presumably meant to be the kappa for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, certainly the kappa for her and her relationship with her family, which is, and it is very well done as a result. In this most recent set of chapters, we got, Yami and Nacht versus Nacht's brother. Again,
With,
it
with
works because we've
Yami's
had
sister also
and Yami's
helping
sister
it as
helping
well,
as
yeah.
well. It works because we've gotten, these characters' backstories where these, now antagonists have been a major part of them.
Yep. I mean, the only one that really didn't like fit 1-to-1 was Mario Leona's fight, and even then, like it still had a lot of good stuff in it. Oh, that's probably why the fight is much briefer than the other big fights in the arc.
Mm-hmm.
Because that fight is just pure cool fuel,
Yeah.
ironically enough. I'm not apologizing for that joke.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm in terms of like the new stuff, I'm once again gonna bang the drum of Kagurabachi. Because again, it's only 60 odd chapters in, but it is certainly thus far doing a good job of not keeping the cast too bloated.
That's good. I am planning to binge it at some point. I've just been busy.
I get it.
I have a very big backlog.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Also, I might just download a shit ton of chapters on my phone and just binge through it when I have the chance where I'm not like connected to Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, who do you think is going to get the anime adaptation of Kagurabachi?
I hope it's not Mappa, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that just brings so much baggage now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honestly, there's a
Honestly,
part.
Madhouse would work.
Madhouse could work certainly. Ufotable could work because it's on the same. It's in the same sort of vein as Demon Slayer in terms of
Demon
power
Slayer,
sets.
yeah.
So that could. I think that could 100% work. Um, um, the biased part of me kind of wants Bones, especially now considering they're going to be finished with My Hero soon.
God, Hero Aka's anime has already ended, and the manga, rather the manga's already ended. The anime's gonna be ending soon.
Hmm.
It's wild to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Kagurabachi is probably going to be the next big one to get an anime, except for maybe Akane Banashi is probably going to might get one first.
Yeah. I would definitely say if there hasn't been an anime announced for Kagurabachi by sort of this time next year, I'll be very surprised.
Hmm.
Especially considering its sales just keep going up, and the fact that yes, Jump has lost My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen. They'll want to capitalize on this, surge of sales for Kagurabachi, I'm sure. Um,
Oh, absolutely. They're going to want to take it full advantage of the meme surge. Yeah, Kagurabachi is I'll get into it at some point. I do need to pick up a few more Shonen Jump manga because several of the ones I've been following have already ended.
yeah, your Sundays must be feeling fairly empty now, especially if One Piece is on break.
That's what it is. Again, I hope Oda gets all the rest he needs.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck. I'm gonna try to pick up Kagurabachi and Sakamoto Days at the very least.
Yeah.
Because what else is currently running in Shonen Jump? I know I will try to get into Akane Banashi. I just do not vibe with Rakugo the way that you do. Ichi the Witch is the other one I was definitely going to try to get into.
Ichi the Witch is definitely wanted to get into. As said, I hope you don't have anything to fear with that being axed. I really hope so.
Given the fucking team behind that one, I doubt it. Shonen Jump would have to be insane to actually axe that one.
Yeah, but they are. We know they are. We know they're dumb.
But they're also probably desperate at this stage, considering
Yeah.
two of their biggest series have already ended.
Hmm.
Yeah, the other ones I'm thinking maybe are Sidcraft and Witchwalk.
Witch Watch. I remember I dropped like I can't remember exactly how many chapters in, but like sort of maybe 30s, 40s off the top of my head. I don't know, I just wasn't vibing with it at the time. Though again, I've heard nothing but good things about it, so maybe I'll give it another chance at some point. But I'm also, quite wary of being like, oh, I'm now reading every single chapter that's coming out on a fucking Sunday. Yay!
God.
Though to be
Hey,
fair,
maybe
well,
we'll get another Kagurabachi soon.
yeah. I know there's, I think there's a new series supposed to be starting this week as well. I can't quite remember what it's called. Yes, I know my app is out of date. That's because I refuse to update you, Twitter, because your owner is a fuckhead who just makes the platform worse. Quite literally, since then, I've refused to update Twitter.
I don't blame you.
I mean, as long as the app still works, I'll keep going. If it ever gets to the point where I absolutely have to update it, then that's the point I'll probably leave.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least delete the app off my phone. I might still check it, like, on a web browser.
Have you managed to move over to Blue Sky yet?
Oh, I've got a Blue Sky account. I've had one for a while. It's just about, like...
I have. Sorry.
It's just about, like, getting, like, covering the proper timeline. Because, as I've said before, like, my main reason for going on Twitter at the moment is just fan art. So it's about getting to the point where that fan art will come up without me having to follow, like, 100,000 artists.
Yeah, no, I have a Blue Sky, but I don't really use it much because I'm not really a serious social media person.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, at this point, I'm also on Instagram a fair amount just because I'm fucking doom scroll through reels.
Instagram I could never get into. I'm also just a consummate lurker on most of my social media.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I barely actually post anymore. On Twitter and on Blue Sky, most of what I do is just like repost stuff. Every so often, I will whatchamacallit, tweet something of my own. I mean, as I said on the mid-season check-in, I tweeted for the first time in a while to complain about people disingenuously complaining about Blue Lock's animation. But that was mostly because I was feeling very annoyed that day in general, let alone when people, as I said, were being fucking annoyingly disingenuous about it.
Tease with the tease.
Okay, I don't think there's a new series yet, but I do think there's another one incoming at some point. I just don't know when.
How many
I mean, to be fair, there was only the
how
one.
many series have been axed this year? Not ended naturally, just been axed.
Give me a second. Let me just take this kick, and then I'll get the wiki page up. Right. So sort by final issue year. So Cypher Academy died. Cypher Academy and Martial Master Asumi died in the same batch. Mama Yu Yu 2 on 2 on Ice died in the same batch. same batch with Shadow Eliminators. Greens died. Dear Enemy died. Got to Necromant, Sackhouse, Yokai, Buster, Murakami. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 died this year.
And this is just axing, not natural ending.
This is Axings, yeah.
The Axeman comic and all that.
And I read. Well, I was still reading 7 of them when they got axed. I read an 8th one. Actually, no, I read 2. I read 8th and 9th one up until about sort of the 10 chapter mark and just sort of lost interest. Actually,
Yeah, that's usually when it
yeah,
becomes
I
clear
did.
that something's going to be axed anyways.
And then I didn't read Yokai Buster Murakami. It seemed like one of those kind of terrible gag series.
Oh, it died, so... Or is it still alive?
No, it died.
Oh, okay, so it just got axed then. That's the most recent axing.
Yeah, most recent one, yeah. That's what
Rest in spaghetti, never forgetty.
That's what Sidcraft replaced. So yeah.
You know, it's funny. Jump's always been particularly ruthless when it comes to cutting series, but people only really started noticing it now because it's available in the West now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the Japanese talked about it. Talked about it as well.
Oh,
But-
absolutely. It's just
Yeah. I think the other thing is that obviously tastes are different, and it's only really the Japanese who get to, decide
yes.
what lives and what dies, or at least have some say in the decision. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
a lot of the time when something gets axed, it's because the Japanese audience didn't really care about it. So there's not that much complaining about it. It's more of a, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and meanwhile, we over out here don't really get any fucking say in it whatsoever.
Yeah, so I think that probably doesn't help with it either. There's an element of frustration for us of, well, we didn't even get a say in this.
Ease, what's it ease, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
But
So I'm playing a team where there's a bit of an issue, because basically what I've done with this game is I've actually modded it so that I've got more recent squads, and I've got players who weren't initially licensed in the fucking game. Because basically none of the English players were licensed. However, there has been some kind of fuck up with one of the teams, which is the team I'm currently playing, where they on their default squad list they are actually down a player. I don't know how that's happened, and I also don't know how to fix it, because there isn't a setting in the game where you can just go into the squad and change it. That means that when you get to a certain when you get to a lineout, or certainly their lineout, because they don't have they are missing a player, it means that basically it just freezes because they're waiting for that player to come in when he'll never come in.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
You might have to reboot that.
I'm gonna have to basically quit the game, which means it's simulated it, and the last few times I've simulated it, they've won, which is really fucking annoying. Because I'm currently 28 points up. and it's not even half time yet. I could put
Fucking
50
hell.
points on these fuckers if the game would let me, but it's not going to let me. I'm going to have to simulate the game, and they've got a probably better than decent chance of winning.
That's annoying.
Very annoying.
Hmm. Well, nothing you can do about it at this stage. Beyond, just keeping
Oh, no,
playing.
don't worry about it. I murdered them. It's fine. Absolutely fucking murdered them. 41-6.
Nice.
I mean, like I said, I would have been
Well, so much for
pissed
that
if it
being an
wasn't.
issue.
I would have been pissed. As I said, the last couple of times that I've had to do that, I have actually lost to them as a result. I mean, I had to do it this season. They supposedly beat me 26-10. When I don't think I've
Hold on,
conceded
Garrett.
26 points all fucking in a game all season. Yeah, the last time I played them properly, which is actually on this stream, I beat them 71-0. Part of that is, of course, because they've got 14 players compared to my 15, but it's beside the point. Anywho.
I'm back.
Alright. Anyway, what were we talking about again? Jump.
Yes.
So yeah, I think there's an
Yeah,
element
no, it's-
for Western fans. There's an element of frustration of there's nothing we can do to affect this.
And shit sucks, yo.
You know,
It sucks when you feel like, oh, I can't do anything about this.
yeah. You know,
But
I know there were
as the saying goes,
I know there were people who were enjoying, the series that got axed. And it's like, well, what can we do? There's nothing we can do about this. I mean, unless we, try to buy the fucking volumes from Japan, but even then, there's only
only
gonna
so much we can do, especially with the import costs.
yeah.
Like, buying stuff from abroad is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
What's done is done, unfortunately, but
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not another issue is it's not even done. It's still fucking going. It'll continue to happen until Jump actually, takes notice of the Western fans.
Japanese companies are very bad at doing that.
Yeah, they probably won't. They probably won't. But hey, like I said, there's just nothing we can do about it, so we just got to accept it. But as I said, Ichi the Witch, at the very least, I am hopeful of surviving.
Hmm.
If only because it would be absolutely fucking insane for Jump to accept.
Wouldn't put it past them, but at the same time, I do have some hope for it.
Shinobi Undercover, I am fearful for because it doesn't have that, pedigree behind it. But I honestly think it's been really good and has felt relatively self-assured thus far. So
That's good.
fingers crossed it'll continue. Hakataku, I've got no faith for. That shit's probably dying.
Rip. Oh well.
I mean, as I've seen somebody else say about it, like almost part of the issue is that it's about game development, but there's very little actual game development stuff in it. It doesn't seem actually interested in talking about the, ins and outs of game development,
Mm-hmm.
which, is probably going to
That might
sink
prove
it.
to be a problem.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
going to sink it in the end.
It's a ball.
But I think I think it's probably going to be next month for their first volumes. We'll see.
We shall see indeed.
So
I do
yeah.
recall discussing quite a bit about this different sales numbers of different series.
Yes, we did talk about them at length on Tuesday.
And those sales numbers come out what, monthly or
Monthly.
weekly?
Weekly, technically, but obviously you only get a good idea for the overall sales monthly. It's the first month that really matters.
Mm-hmm. On occasion, you get the rare sleeper hit where it's like starts off a bit weak in the first week, but then like picks up because of word of
Well,
mouth.
the point is, obviously, you can only sell as much stock as you have. So,
Mm-hmm.
if they expect that you're not actually going to sell that well, and don't print that much stock for you initially, but then people, for example, say you print 6,000 copies.
And then it sells out in like 5 days.
Yeah, you print 6,000 copies for the first 2 weeks, and it sells out 4 days into the first week. When you get to that second week, the sales are going to look weak because it doesn't look
because
like
they're
there's...
emergency reprints.
Yeah, but there are emergency reprints happening, and so it's only it'll be, instead of the first month, it'll be the first month and a half almost.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we've seen before, sometimes sales don't matter. You son of a bitch, you injured my player. But yeah, as I said, sometimes we've seen sales just don't fucking matter. Phantom Series, I'm still annoyed about
Somehow
that.
still around.
I'm still annoyed about that, I really am.
That one sold really well and still got axed for some reason, right?
I mean, not really well, but again, if we...
Moderately well, then.
Yeah. I don't really want to go do the same thing I did on fucking Tuesday, but,
That's fine.
we were saying that, Undead Unluck, which is a series that has been going for, 190 chapters-ish?
Something like that, yeah.
And is coming to a natural end. That's had an anime, and it's only selling like 29,000 copies a month, or in its first month. Phantom Seer, even after it had been already axed, and when something gets axed, and the volumes come out after it's been axed, those volumes don't sell well, because people are going, well, what's the point? It's been axed. It's only the real, die-hard fans that buy the copies of buy the volumes. Phantom Seer, even when it had already been axed, was still selling like 15,000, 20,000 copies in its first month.
That is wild.
And yet, Mr. Editor-in-Chief decided that
Play.
fucking Phantom Seer should have died instead of goddamn High School Family.
You are never going to shut up about that one.
No, I'm not.
I don't blame you.
At the end of the day, it had an absolutely butt-ugly art style. And obviously art style isn't everything, but I don't know. It just rankles me that lived for so long. And
When other better series did not.
yeah. I mean, we talked. We all lauded fucking. What was it? Red Hood's art,
Oh yeah, Red Hood had really good art.
and yet that died. Admittedly, the story went a bit off the rails in the last sort of 5-10 chapters, because
Well, that was after they knew they were.
yeah,
they were getting
the author
axed.
sort of saw the writing on the wall there and just decided, fuck it, I'm going out with a bang. I'm gonna criticize Shonen Jump, which has probably not helped their career at Shonen Jump. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, maybe it'll help the author with pick up a job at a competitor. Who knows?
We'll go back here.
Wow.
Really depends.
If it's Kodansha related, we'll have to wait for the fucking physical volumes for that because their shitty online service still lives.
Crouch.
It exists somehow.
Bind.
It's so dog shit.
Set.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. The fact that anyone thought that was a good idea is just like inexplicable.
Well, it's like people have said, you know, the way to do this kind of series, the the model is there. As much as you might not want to do it, just fucking copy Viz. For the love of God, just copy Viz.
Found a winning formula.
Yeah. Viz is now doing it on 2 different platforms, basically. It's obviously got the Shonen Jump
They're
stuff, but
multi-
it's got Viz manga as well. And it's still being fucking
Yeah, they're getting
successful
twice-
at it.
Yeah, they're getting twice as much money as the other ones would, and it's still like, yeah. People are more than willing to pay for it because both sites are individually worth it.
Yeah.
Only a few bucks per month, anyways. It's like ridiculously good deal.
It really is. For the amount of manga you get. Like, I can complain about the chapter count, but honestly, you know,
Most people are not going to fucking hit the 100 chapter count.
I know. I'm an anomaly in that sense. I mean, I especially was during the fucking pandemic where literally I was, you know, trapped inside all day and just fucking reading manga.
I mean, that was a lot of people during the pandemic, in
Yeah.
total fairness.
My manga reading productivity was so high then. Like, I got through like 5 or 6 series in the space of like maybe 2-3 weeks as a result of that. I was basically just reading 100 chapters a day. And that was how I started reading Spy Family. That's how I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen. I finished Claymore. I finished Kuroko's Basketball, Prince of Tennis, and Siren. That was it. Siren. Oh, Siren.
Siren was also a very unfortunate casualty of Jump's.
That might be one of the more brutal axings I've seen. If only because it happened so far into the fucking run of the manga. Because I think it got like 145 fucking chapters in the end, and like fucking 2 or 3 chapters from the end, it's suddenly like, yep, this is endgame now. Cool, great, let's do this. and you
Automate.
and you're suddenly like, what the fuck? We were just in the middle of an arc, and now the big bad's here. What happened?
Yeah, no, that's pretty wild.
I mean, the only reason I really read it was because of the tagline on Viz. She's just so corny and stupid that I had to give it a shot. I think it was something like, dial D for danger.
That's great.
Yeah, I saw that and was instantly like, okay, well now I have to give it a shot.
Honestly, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
With a tackle like that, clearly it's a winner.
Well, it was only a fucking day and a half's worth of manga for me, so yeah, it wasn't that bad. Oh, I also read I also caught up to World Trigger at that point, didn't I? Yes, that was when I caught up to World Trigger, which I'm very happy I did because I fucking love World Trigger. Honestly, that's a manga I'd recommend you read. Obviously, it's longer than some of the newer stuff, but I would seriously recommend it.
Honestly, length doesn't really deter me too much.
Legitimately, I think it's one of the best written shonen out there ever.
High praise.
And it's another one that's got an absolutely fucking huge cast, but actually uses them really well.
Is it in the middle of like a really big arc right now?
Um, technically, depends how you define big.
Like an arc that seems like it's going to be quite lengthy.
Um, in terms of chapter count, probably. Give me a second to get to the next stoppage. Actually, I'll do it now. What chapter are we on? It's hard for me to say for World Trigger because of its sort of weird release schedule. Because it is a monthly series and it sometimes it'll put out 2 chapters, sometimes there will be no chapters. It's a really weird release schedule on it. So we're currently on chapter 247 and the current arc started, I want to say, around 200, 201.
Oh wow.
Though I would say we probably are getting to the end of this portion of the arc, because it's sort of split up into 2. Still seriously recommend it, though. Even with the fucking weird release schedule that, gets my hopes up so often.
I'll try to give it a look at some point, probably, but like.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, if you get another, one of those periods where you're just like, oh well, gonna be without internet, need to download chapters or something, I really would, make World Trigger one of those.
There. Problem is, unlike Kakarabachi, World Trigger is not going to fit into a single 100 chapter download
No.
package.
Um, Give me just a quick second. Again, I wanna. See if I can get to the next stoppage, and then I'll check something. Alright, I'm not gonna get it. Okay, yeah. So, if you get to about chapter sort of in the... Okay, so that's 84. So, 85, I want to say? Yeah, 85. 85 will get you to basically the end of the first really big arc. And that, I think, will definitely, you'll be able to tell, as you should with pretty much every series, I would say, you'll be able to tell whether it's for you or not.
It's quite a few chapters.
Well, I'm just saying if you saying in a 100 chapter download limit.
Hmm. Fair enough.
Then if you can get to 85, you'll know whether you want to download the other 160. And join the rest of us in our horrible wait each month to see whether what's his name? Ashihara's health has let him do another chapter.
So basically the same boat as Hunter x Hunter fans.
Yeah, it's a similar issue. It's a back issue again.
Also, I'm not going to apologize for that joke either.
No, I mean it's not really a joke in terms of Hunter x Hunter. It's true.
No, for using the same boat as the metaphor of choice.
Oh, same boat. I didn't even fucking clock. I'm an idiot.
Once again, not apologizing for that one.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. They're still on the boat as far as I'm aware. I haven't caught up on Hunter x Hunter yet. I need to. I keep wanting to do a full fucking reread of the series, which, considering it's currently in the 400s, is a bit of a, bit of a heavy ask.
I do occasional rereads of fucking One Piece. You're not alone in that.
Yeah.
Reading lots of material for a reread.
I mean, part of the issue, and it's sort of what's been stopping me from reading the physical books that I've got, is I don't have a great place to read them. Like today, I was.
Oh, is your apartment not set up for it?
Well, I'd usually like to read them lying down on something. Like I usually read them on, or certainly in my if I was back with my parents, I'd be reading them on their sofa, which is a quite comfortable place to read it, without being fully reclined. I could be resting up against an armrest sort of thing. I know this is first world problems made real, but
Yes. Don't worry about it.
I've not, because I don't have a sofa in my apartment, because it would be fucking damn near impossible to get a sofa up to my apartment on the second floor, third floor for you Americans, and into my apartment, which has quite a narrow entry hallway. It was bad
Yeah,
enough
that'll do it.
getting the fucking chairs that I've got in there. So
And finding one of those modular sofas
mm.
wouldn't help either.
I mean,
There's still a lot of stuff to carry up.
the solution to it would be to just buy a sofa, but sofas are fucking like just buy a sofa new instead of used and already put together. But sofas are fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'll say.
Not to mention, I honestly don't think
like...
I've got the space in my apartment to fit a decent sized sofa in anyway. So
Honestly, your best bet is looking for a recliner. Any of those are expensive.
yeah,
Like
I
the
mean,
cheapest.
Again, the issue
cheapest
is
I can find for like recliners or futons or whatever is like $300.
Yeah, the issue is I do have a second-hand shop that I could get a really nice recliner from for probably only about sort of, maybe a little bit over 100 quid, which, is pretty good for a recliner, as you were saying. Again, the issue is getting it up the fucking stairs and into the apartment.
If you can recruit family to help you out with it, that's the best I can suggest.
Again, it's not even necessarily getting the manpower to get it up the stairs, because I could do that. I've got, I could enlist friends to help me with that. We're all young men. We could get it up the stairs, and all fairly strong. We could get it up the stairs. In that sense, it's size. It's getting it through. It's getting it through doors. And getting it through my entry hallway, which is not that wide. And especially getting it through the door to the room it would be in, which is my sitting room / second bedroom. That door is weirdly small compared to the rest of the doors in the apartment. So yeah, as a result, I have to basically, if I'm getting anything in to put in that room, I have to measure it first to make sure it'll go in.
Yeah, that's rough.
So the recliner.
I do have a similar issue myself.
The recliner that I do have at the moment is quite old, and the padding isn't very good. It can be a little uncomfortable sitting in it for long periods. It's also, relatively small. I can't change my position very well when I'm sitting in it.
Yeah, that's a double whammy.
So yeah, I've just got to figure out a good way for me to be able to be in a sort of comfortable position and still be reading physical books.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're about 6 minutes from the 2-hour mark, and I don't particularly want to start another game, so we should probably bring it to an end now.
Yep.
So, thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed in terms of future stuff, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday I will probably be flying solo, playing some more Nier.
Sunday, the availability will be a bit wonky with me and my brother, so I'll try to keep you all posted on that front. May or may not be available then.
Yeah. But otherwise, again, thanks for watching. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, comment down below, press the bell icon, etc.
And otherwise, hopefully, I will see you on Saturday. Good night.
Later.